Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nova War.
Why are you so loud all the time? We got it. It's getting late. It's past 10 o'clock at night. We gotta kind of tone it down a little bit.
All right, one sec. Let me recut that. Welcome back, guys. Nova War.
Oh man, dude,
we are here with another Say Cheese with MaximusBlack. This is, of course, your master of ceremonies, Nova War.
And MaximusBlack.
Mr. Black, you were up against a fine Terran player called Sapient. Ironically, with a Protoss emblem. We are on Shattered Temple. You are Protoss. How do you feel, and what do you feel like you are going to accomplish for this game, sir?
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You might also want to build your first probe.
Thank you. that friggin' voice is just getting to me.
It's haunting.
Yeah.
It's haunting. Will haunt your dreams. Good luck, have Batman all around, ladies and gentlemen. This is, of course, if you haven't heard all that whispering, your Master of Ceremonies, Nova War. Gonna have another good time with another great match here on the Shattered Temple. Jeff, what is your preference, the old or the new version of?
I like the old.
I also like the old version. Nope. Even though it was kind of, you know, favored for Terran.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it that much. I'm sure the pros were probably really concerned about it.
Siege tanks in high ground, like they used to have this little island over here.
Yeah, well, that was a major thing.
Used to just, oh man.
Yeah, there was some major issues with that.
You could put a Thor up there and just keep healing it. It was just, or repairing it, or whatever you want to call it.
Well, I'm terrible at this game, so my games never went that far.
Great.
So I don't think I got an answer out of you, or I didn't. I forgot because that happens all the time. What cheese do you think you're going to be doing in this match? Cannon Rush, Proxy, Gateways, Void Ray.
I think I'm gonna. I can't tell what I'm gonna do, but I better make a decision here.
You have about 3 seconds to make a decision. I'm
gonna DT rush him.
There we go. Beautiful. Got a decision just in time, right before Alex Trebek came out here and whooped your candy ass. Getting in here in a little bit of information. Not a whole lot going on. A nice little lopsided pancake going down, bringing back that joke from a long time ago. Barracks is in play. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Got his supply depot down and has a little bit of gas going. And so I'm sure you can expect just a little bit of something out of here. Maybe just probably a Marine Marauder, maybe a Marine Marauder early push, something along those lines. You are a cross-map position, so you are going to have a little bit of extra time. When you DT rush on this map, do you drop in, warp in, or do you just run in the front door?
Really depends on if he has missile turrets, what he has up in his front. It really depends on the situation.
What's your preferred way of doing it?
I like to just run right in there.
Yeah, me too. Oh, the dirty jokes never end. We have a million of them, and Mr. Black's Cybernetics Core is, of course, going down here and just going to be finishing here probably within the next minute or so, maybe even less. Another gateway going down, and continuing pro production, very nice. Have you been finding, now that we've been slightly playing StarCraft a little more than we used to, that you have your rhythm back in terms of keeping up with pro production and stuff like that?
I'm definitely getting better.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that, you know, keeping up on that kind of thing would, well, you know, that used to be one of my major issues. I used to like stop magically at like 24 probes. I've now finally got to the point where I'm not doing that anymore, which is always very nice. One SCV running around Mr. Black's base right now, hiding over on the left-hand side, running down and trying to escape with his life, and I think he will. Probably going to go back to that midpoint. That's what I like to do. I don't know about you when you have scouts. With your workers and stuff, do you ever send your worker back to the middle of the map at that point and then work your way from there just for that extra vision?
Absolutely.
Yeah, very, very useful thing. I definitely, you know, this map especially, having that tower, especially at higher level games, is incredibly vital because it's the only tower on the map, and it's also the one point that if you're going ground, everything, unless you're dropping or something, everything has to move through there, and you'll see it. And so, incredibly important tower to control, if you can at all control it at any point in the game. That one SCV just does not want to die. He is a friggin' hero SCV right now. All of that, and I think he's going to leave, or he's going to be stupid and try and stay in there as long as possible, in which case that SCV is going to have a horrible, horrible end to his life, and... wait for it. It's happening.
Oh.
GG! Down goes that one lowly little SCV. Got a lot of information though, very impressed. I'm always terrible with my initial scouts like that. They always get killed really, really easily, and it kind of drives me crazy. I'm terrible at bouncing back and forth between my initial scout and back at my main base. Even with hotkeys, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I do use on occasion. But now with a couple of units out on the field, with Maximus Black here, do you ever do any poking and prodding with units beforehand, before getting your DT up, or do you just basically kind of huddle up and protect?
I just try to. Thought I seen some
What?
units.
What noise was that? I think you are seeing some units, and there they are, right there. Oh, he did! Oh my lord, he did the son of a bitch fuck build!
Great.
Yes! Yes, we have seen this, the SOBF build come into fruition. Got a couple of EMPs off there, or at least one, doing lots of damage, running those ghosts out of there. Unfortunately, not enough to finish Mr. Black off. He is now getting his Dark Shrine on the way. Unfortunately for Mr. Black, as we all know, the Dark Shrine takes 2 or 3 years to finish. And so you could probably go away, have a nap, eat a snack, take a shit, shave and shower, get back, and still not have your Dark Shrine done. But when it does get done, it's going to be very difficult for the Terran player to do a whole lot about it because of the tech path that he's taken. He's going to be probably a little bit crippled in terms of units to deal with it. And also, if you haven't seen Mr. Black done or do a pretty successful DT, rush before, he's very proficient at making the Terran players waste a lot of their scanning at their main. It gets in, then maybe sends in one DT, runs it around, forces him to waste a lot of his scan, tries to keep that one DT alive for as long as possible, make it a hero DT, and then bring the rest in when he knows there's no scanning left. And then at that point, the Terran is in major trouble. And right now we have what? We have 3 gate, getting ready to bring in a couple of DT here very soon. It's not going to be a whole... Oh no, wait, we already have... No, we don't. Couple more seconds. Almost on its way. How are you feeling about your chances right now, sir?
I'm not feeling so hot.
No?
But I'm not feeling terrible. I did a pretty good defend there.
That was a decent defend, especially with the SOBF build. Very difficult build to to counter as Protoss because of the ability of the Ghost to use that EMP. That build tends to be very good against heavy stalkers. So if you're seeing a 4 gate and you're a Terran player, if you can do the SOBF build, by all means go for it. I think it's an underused build. I bet you in the hands of a good micro, it's very deadly. And here we go. This is going to be the first push out here. We are seeing a bunch of units piled up here in the middle or just outside of his... Oh, I think he saw the cloaked units. Oh no, I think he saw them and he's getting them in here. Maybe not a great idea. He does have an expansion, so he's going to have tons and tons of scan. This is going to be very difficult for Mr. Black to be able to do this successfully. Getting that one... No, he's getting attacked right now. There goes one scan. We don't know how many more scans he's going to have left. He is getting back up into his main because he knows what's going to happen. And here he is. He's going to be trapped on the ramp right now. But those DT are going to be able to do tons of damage. He mistakenly stimmed for no reason, doing lots of damage to his own units for no reason. And down goes another scan. And unfortunately, they are going to be very hard pressed to get out of there, blocking it off. And now we're going to be able to do lots of damage here to the expansion. How are you feeling about your chances now? If you just keep pushing in here, you could be in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Wise words from Mr. Black right now as he concentrates with all the brain power he has left in his head, going all the way out. 5 gaining off of 1 base, getting that expansion up right now back at the where the action is. Oh, it is a force field off that ramp. It is a force field off that ramp, and most of the units are down. He's gonna have to scan. He's gonna have to waste another scan, but he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't have one. Oh no, that is bad news bears for the Terran player. That Zealot hating life, just walking into bullets, getting shot in the face, left, right, and center. Down goes the last... now, this is very good for Mr. Black. Oh, look at this, getting desperate, getting in here with some turrets, and now it's going to be a very difficult situation for the Terran player to be able to keep up with. Oh, he does have another scan, and oh no, they're going to get surrounded here by SCVs, and they need to get out of that position.
These DTs are so strong.
Oh man, look at the amount of economic damage being done here by these DTs. That one DT, that hero DT, no more scan, going to be able to do way more. Oh no, he has another scan, and down it goes with very little health left. That was a very epic DT there for Mr. Black. You might want to warp gate up your new ones if you haven't already. I'm not sure if you have or not. But now another DT coming back up into the base. The expansion, remember, Mr. Black is going to be on the way. Of course, with a very gas-intensive build like this, keeping up with unit and keeping your minerals and gas very low down can be a bit difficult. And Sapient very upset right now, laughing a little bit. This is stupid. Sour, oh my goodness, he's so sour. Getting a little bit of his rage on right now in the panties. Getting his panties in a knot and keeping his purse and high heels on is Sapient. They're getting another bit of damage in here for Mr. Black on that expansion. Look at the amount of friggin' minerals he is wasting on all of this static defense just for this one Dark Templar, and down goes that Dark Templar.
Macro is slipping really bad.
Macro is slipping bad, but I don't think so much for the macro part as it is the fact that you just don't have the gateways to keep up with your minerals at this point, which is the big problem. Especially you're going to hit an even bigger problem if you're on 2 base. That is a... Oh, he's trying to make a wall, and he's... Oh, no, he doesn't have a wall scenario, but you are walled off right now, enough for him to choke you down, and there goes a lot, but there's one DT in there. I don't think he knows that the DT is in there doing damage, but he's going to find out soon enough. Going to probably have at least one scan to get rid of that one lowly DT, but he is still in there doing damage. He must have a turret near his base. And does he yet? I think he has behind his mineral lines. My goodness, he is letting you do terrible damage with your DTs.
Well, he doesn't have a choice.
No, well, unfortunately, he doesn't. He's been, misplacing some of those scans, or not misplacing them, but using them when he really doesn't have to. When you only have one DT in there, you can sometimes want to minimize damage without using your scans, but unfortunately for him, Mr. Black keeping up with as much of this as humanly possible. Cheesy boy, says Sapist. Or Sapient. Sapient. That's just, I'm going with it. I'm keeping with that name. We do have, is that +1 that you're getting now, Mr. Black?
Yeah.
Very nice. A little late for the +1, but of course a very, very gas-intensive opening and lots of micro necessary to keep up with it. So falling behind in the upgrades, department, not a major issue right now. We do have a couple of sentries now. This is where probably a fairly heavy Zealot army is going to be a big thing, but if he's up in there and he's thinking you're just going to get DTs, he might also get Banshees, just like we saw before. Terrans can rely on Banshees if they see a lot of ground-to-ground units only, or melee, depending on where you are in this world. Units floating around on the map like that, like we see from Mr. Black. Sometimes they do resort to those Banshees, which are very, very powerful units and can be complete game changers, and they certainly would be in this scenario. But Mr. Black, with a huge pilgrimage of units over there, his Stalkers are getting way ahead of his other units, and that is a major issue that I always have as well. What you'll see if you are a lower level player, and I've said this a couple of times on our cast before, is that they will put their Stalkers in one control group, put all their other units in a second control group that don't run as fast as those Stalkers do. And as we're seeing right now, no expansion on that side. Maybe he's hiding an expansion somewhere else. That is an entirely other, that's an entire other possibility. Mr. Black, how are you feeling right now? Are you feeling a little, apprehensive, not knowing where this other base is at this point?
Yep.
So what is your move from here? You're getting another base right now. You're getting your pylon count up so you can get your food going and getting some more units out on the field, just trying to keep your macro going. Do you have any unit composition that you're thinking of, or is this just a build as much shit as humanly possible and hope to God that we find his expansion?
Yep. That's basically what I need to do. I need to make sure that he's not expanding, and if he is expanding, I need to destroy it.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be I'll be very interested. I can't. I'm just gonna. I can't speak anymore. I'm sweating so much right now. Yeah, so I don't know if he's going to be top left, or maybe he got sneaky and hit his base somewhere, but Mr. Black is scouting now, down and around. He is not down in the bottom position, so maybe he's not at all expanded, and if he has, I would have to assume he's in the top left position right now, and he just floated over those destructible rocks, which Mr. Black is now going to go and destroy, like so. But very, very wise of Mr. Black to continuously keep up those force fields. Look at all the units in the base right now, just sitting on those. I think you might actually have this game.
I hope so.
I think there is a possibility of Mr. Black pulling this window, but oh no, he let them go. You can wall off that one little area if you are so inclined with those, and then run for your life. Run to the hills. Run for your life. That was the greatest singing of all time. Did I just blow your socks off or what?
Absolutely.
I was checking to make sure you had socks on.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. Good. You did. They're gone. They got blown off. And so did everybody at home. And look at this. The SCVs are now coming down. He must have brought over his command center. Yes, he did. He has now landed, which I'm assuming that's because he's probably got next to no minerals left in his main which I'm sure also Mr. Black is facing a very similar situation right now, trying to get his probe count back up. Lots and lots of macroing to be doing. A robotics bay going down now as well for Mr. Black. Very wise move, because we could definitely need a couple of Colossus on the field, or Colossi, or Giraffes if you watch. If this match goes up, they haven't seen it on the streams yet, have they?
No.
No. We're going to have to make sure that other game goes up before this one.
Sure.
FYI, one of our other cats, I started calling Colossus Giraffes. So, Mr. Black is going to be taking into some Giraffes right now. And getting a proxy pylon being put down here. I don't know. Well, yeah, okay. You're going to want to get all of those zealots out in front. All those bobs need to be out in front of that pack and take up as much damage as possible. Lots and lots of sentries. I love to have at least 4 or 5 sentries with me at all time for a purpose of force fielding. And of course, against a ball like this, also very important to have a Guardian Shield up or 2 to help absorb some of that massive amount of damage that can be done. And there we go. Now getting a couple more Stalkers out here on the field for Mr. Black. Something that I have done in the past and forgot that I was trying to get a good grip on and build for is containing on this map with my proxy pylon and a couple of cannons out front. Protect my proxy pylon with a couple of cannons, and also when I run back, if necessary to defend, I have a couple of extra static defense units there in the form of cannons there to do some damage. And out comes one stimmed Marine, and look at the amount of units he's got in here, but he's wisely running the heck out of there. Down goes one of your very... Oh, whoa. Alright, back up. Whoa. He's got SCVs and everything out here on the field, and they are getting trapped in this massive wall of force. Holy great wall of force fields, Batman. That was a whole lot of energy used there for those force fields, but wisely enough, Mr. Black backs up and is now waiting, I'm assuming, for his Colossus to get out on the field, and he must be. So did I. Maybe he didn't have the money for it, which is not great. He does not have enough units to go up against all those units. You can definitely trap him back if you are good with those force fields, but saving them for the necessary moments. This is definitely an overwhelming scenario for the Terran player. Warping in more units is Mr. Black, and there is no way that Terran's going to be able to take out all those units, especially with a couple. If you had a Guardian Shield, no energy for the Guardian Shield, unfortunately. Bringing it out. Oh my goodness, he's getting desperate. Bringing out all of his SCVs, and Mr. Black is going to be overwhelming all of this, and this is going to be GG!
Yep. That feels good.
Does that feel good?
That feels good.
Does that give you a little shot of testosterone?
Yes, sir.
Make you feel like a real man's man?
Yep.
Mr. Black's still concentrating very hard. He's not entirely sure that he has his game in the bag all the way, but what he does have is a whole lot of units, and Sapient saying, LOL, this is where he calls you a noob? Noob? Oh no!
Yeah.
Protoss is really imba.
Really?
Well, I'm not sure I agree with that.
Well, they are late game,
Sure they are.
but I'm not a very good player, so, you know,
No.
you can't say that about me.
I don't think you're gonna notice imbalances in races until you hit very high leagues, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be like actually pro level before you notice any major imbalances there from each of the races.
Oh,
and Sapient leaves a little sour about his life. Very well done, Mr. Black. I'm gonna give you a golf clap.
Thank you. Why can't I play like this on the North American server?
Because that would be too easy. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Say Cheese with MaximusBlack. I am, of course, your master of ceremonies, Nova War, bringing you the best and most intelligent of all humor. That is the dirty kind. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys. Peace out.
Peace.